We welcome you to the Novant Health Fieldhouse for this presentation of the UPSHOT League. Saturday afternoon hoops in the Gate City, and with just less than a month left in the UPSHOT regular season, every game becomes more and more important. It's the Greensboro Groove taking on the league-leading Jacksonville Waves. Good afternoon and welcome to today's broadcast. My name is Wendell Epps, here to bring you the call of this contest. Right now on your screen, you are looking at some highlights from Greensboro's last home game, which was last Sunday against the Charlotte Crown, which was also probably the most beautiful uniform matchup you'll see in any basketball game that you'll watch in the year 2026. I mean, look how sweet those uniforms are. That was the fifth and final game of a 5-game mini-series between Greensboro and Charlotte, a series that took place over the course of 10 days. Charlotte prevailed in 4 of the 5 meetings, including this one, but Greensboro still put up a good fight in that last contest, specifically Jessica Timmons, who scored a team-high 19 points in the contest. Sahara Jones backed her up nicely with 13 points on that game as well. Kayla Jones had some good footwork inside the lane, was getting a couple buckets inside the paint, but Charlotte ultimately prevailed with the victory, and we know now the date of the UPSHOT League Championship game, which will be on Saturday, August 29th, and right now Charlotte in second place. The top 2 teams will play in that championship game. Now, as for the Greensboro Groove, that was their last home game, but their last game overall was against the Jacksonville Waves, and that was on Thursday afternoon, a game in which went to overtime. We're going to talk more about that in just a bit, but you take a look right there. Jessica Timmons, I mentioned, had the team high 19 points, 2 rebounds, a steal. Let's look at some more extensive highlights from the last game against the Charlotte Crown that she had. Of course, Jessica Timmons, a native of Charlotte. She looked really good in that sharp matchup there against the Crown, and Timmons has just been a prolific 3-and-D player for Greensboro all season long. Now, Sahara Jones, another player who, Greensboro right now sitting in 3rd place. If they want to try and get back on track, move in that top 2 spot, and try and give themselves a chance at a championship berth, they're going to need more of Sahara Jones. She's been playing some great basketball as of late. 13 points, 3 rebounds, and a block in that last home game against Charlotte. Sahara has been a player that has just really come into her own offensively. She's become more and more confident with her shot every single day as well, and I tell you, Sahara Jones, she could shoot it as well. Her 3-pointers have really gone up in her stat line in the last couple games. Now, Greensboro played against Jacksonville pretty recently, and Kristen Williams was a solid piece in that last game against the Jacksonville Waves, scoring 12 points, 2 of 3 from long range. Kristen Williams, a player that, of course, came back from injury a while back. She missed an extended period of time, but Kristen Williams has looked really good in her games back for Greensboro and has been a nice addition to the Groove squad. But perhaps no player was the better hero in Greensboro's last game against Jacksonville than Diamond Johnson. Diamond Johnson had 30 points, 3 3-pointers, 5 steals in that game against the Jacksonville Waves. These are some of her highlights from last week against Charlotte, but if you go back on that UPSHOT YouTube channel, you can see Diamond Johnson's highlights against the Jacksonville Waves. She was on fire, a game in which Greensboro won in overtime, 94-90. Yes, that's right. Literally, you couldn't have asked for a closer game between the Groove and the Waves there back on Thursday down in Jacksonville. The point differential total in every quarter was 4 points or less, and the way it went down in regulation was Greensboro led. Kayla Jones split a pair at the free throw line, and then Air Hearn literally hit a crazy rainbow acrobatic 3 to tie the game, to send it into overtime, but Greensboro took care of business on the road, beating the Jacksonville Waves. Mind you, the league-leading Jacksonville Waves, a team with the best record in UPSHOT basketball. Greensboro prevailed with an upset victory over the Waves, and was a huge win for them to be able to knock off Jacksonville for the 3rd time this season. That's the most times any team has beaten Jacksonville. So Greensboro has defeated Jacksonville more than Charlotte has, more than Savannah has. So they got something going when they match up against this Waves team. 3-4 against them so far this season. Today marks the 8th meeting between the Waves and the Groove. Now, Jacksonville does come in today 17-5. As I mentioned, first place in those UPSHOT League standings right now. If the season ended today, they would be in that championship game. And Jacksonville looks like they're on their way to it. They just got to keep playing the basketball that they've been playing. Of course, they lost to the Groove last game, but before that, man, they were rolling. And a lot of it has been thanks to Air Hearn, number 12. She's going to Jacksonville in the green uniform, so keep an eye on Air Hearn, number 12 in green. She is the leading scorer on this Jacksonville Waves team, averaging 16.4 points a contest. She's the second leading scorer in the UPSHOT League behind Deja Kelly from the Charlotte Crown. Of course, We saw Deja Kelly plenty against the Greensboro Groove, and she had a great series against them. Deja Kelly averaging 17.8 points per game. But Diamond Johnson, third in UPSHOT in points per game, averaging 16.3. So here we go. We've got the Waves in those green uniforms. We got the Groove in the home bright white uniforms. Sahara Jones and Adut Bulgak are at center court for today's opening tip. It's the Groove. It's the Waves. It's Saturday Hoops here in the Gate City, Greensboro, North Carolina, our site for this one. And I'm excited to see what part two of Greensboro and Jacksonville has, especially after that last overtime game. You know both teams are ready to bring it. Here we go. We are officially underway from the Novant Health Fieldhouse. The tap went in the direction of Air Hearn, but out of bounds. So it's going to be Groove basketball. So a nice little special little surprise to begin this game for Greensboro. Jacksonville won that opening tip, but it went in the direction of Jacksonville, and they weren't able to corral it. So Greensboro opening up with possession. Timmons has it, gets a screen from Kayla Jones, who's getting another start here today. Timmons fakes her way inside, can't finish, and Bulgak corrals the rebound. Jacksonville starting Adut Bulgak alongside Cheyenne Sellers, Air Hearn, Renaya Davis, and Lindsay Pulliam. One of their bigger lineups that they like to throw out there as a turnover. Bulgak was looking down low. Greensboro's done a nice job forcing turnovers in their recent games. That number has gone up. The fast break points is going to be a category to see how Greensboro can fare today. Can they get out and push the pace early and often? Jones drives inside, kicks it out to Nyseria Pryor for three. Money! That's how you open up a home contest. We got a lot of kids in the building as well, a lot of youth basketball clubs here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. So they're ready to see some good basketball. And Nyseria Pryor, a player who was a mid-season addition to Greensboro. She started in the last game against Jacksonville, getting the nod here today as well. And she's opening up the scoring party for the Groove. How about Timmons ripping that one away from Adut Bulgak, saying, that's my ball. Here comes Pryor now with the need for speed down the floor. And a kick out, and the ball will go out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Groove. Take a look there at head coach Janice Washington for the Greensboro Groove. It is Margaritaville night here, so a lot of those coaches, staff members, players all wearing their decorations as Johnson can't hit the three there from the left corner. And here comes Jacksonville on the other end. This is Air Hearn, the spotlight player on the Jacksonville Waves. Bulgak for three. Got it. Adut Bulgak, she can certainly shoot it, I tell you. She has played that 5 position all season for Jacksonville, and a couple games against Greensboro this season. Her three-point numbers have really been skyrocketed up. Johnson will fire a mid-range J and knock that one down with ease. Diamond Johnson, 30 points in that last game against Jacksonville, tied a season high. Second time she scored 30 or more points this season for the Greensboro Groove. Oh my goodness, how about Renaya Davis? Little Euro inside the lane for 2 points. She had a great game against Greensboro last time out. 21 points and 14 rebounds. All that while shooting 66% from the field. If you are new to UPSHOT basketball, we do play 4 10-minute quarters here, 24-second shot clock. Playing with that FIBA basketball out there as well. We've seen a lot of good talent be displayed here in this UPSHOT League, of course, in its inaugural year, and more years to come as Renaya Davis gets her second bucket in a row, back-to-back just like that. And bear with us, folks, as there is no score bug right now, but I will keep you updated with the score as much as I possibly can. Right now, the Waves do lead the Groove 7-5 with 7:10 to play here in quarter number 1. Jessica Timmons misses that left corner three, as Jacksonville has it on the other end of the floor. Sellers gives it over to Davis. Bulgak picked up by Kayla Jones. Lindsay Pulliam steps back. That jumper rattles out, and Nyseria Pryor corrals the rebound for Greensboro. Pryor lost her footing, but kicked it out to Kayla Jones just in the nick of time. Down low, it's Timmons. Little spin, little shot, and it rattles out as Pulliam corrals the rebound. Jacksonville still leading 7-5, 6.5 to play in quarter number 1. This is a Waves team that has so much experience, a lot of continuity. These players have played so much basketball together this season. 7 players are over the age of 25. on this Jacksonville Waves roster, including Erin Hearn, who has the basketball right now. 1 second on the shot clock, and she had to hoist it up at the last second, but didn't hit rim, so that's going to be shot clock violation. Possession will go to Greensboro. So the Groove within 2, trailing 7-5, 6:10 to play in the first period. Diamond Johnson running that point for Greensboro. She has all season long. Such a tremendous young talent on the Groove roster. So is Jessica Timmons, who will hoist a 3 and knock it down with ease. So Greensboro's got their first lead of the day, 8-7, leading by a penny, 5:47 to play. Kayla Jones rips it away, finds Jessica Timmons, who's tightly defended right now by Cheyenne Sellers. Spins her way into the lane, dump pass down low to Pryor. Greensboro goes around the horn as Lindsey Pulliam deflected it out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Groove. Take a look at that Jessica Timmons 3-ball right in the face of Cheyenne Sellers. And if there's anyone that can knock down the 3-ball for the Greensboro Groove, it is certainly Jessica Timmons. Such a prolific shooter from beyond the arc. Sasha Washington is in the ballgame for the first time. She has replaced Sahara Jones. Diamond Johnson will fire a triple. That one too long as Davis corrals the rebound. Jacksonville trailing by 1, 8-7. Davis hands it off to Sellers and knocks down a 3-pointer. Cheyenne Sellers, a rainbow triple. Of course, Cheyenne Sellers, the 17th pick back in the 2025 WNBA draft by the Golden State Valkyries, was one of their first picks in franchise history. Now here in Upshot, getting a great opportunity as Sasha Washington finishes with the left hand. So it's all knotted up now at 10 apiece between Greensboro and Jacksonville. As Pulliam has it, picked up by Diamond Johnson. Gets a screen from Adut Bulgak. One-on-one against Kayla Jones. Fires a mid-range J, does not go. And Pryor has it, all knotted up at 10 apiece, 4.5 to play in quarter number 1. The dump pass down low to Sasha Washington, and she finishes. And just like that, Groove are back up by 2, leading 12-10. And Sasha Washington has really seen an increase in minutes, and her numbers have gone up as well. 12 points and 9 rebounds in that last game against Jacksonville. As how about Jacksonville answering with a 3 of their own. Just like that, knotted up at 12 apiece. Here's Johnson, thought 3, kicks it out to Timmons. She'll fire a triple. It's raining 3-point attempts here in Greensboro as shot was long, went out of bounds. It'll be Jacksonville basketballs. That'll take us to our first timeout. 12-12 is the score. 3:50 to play here in quarter number 1. Greensboro and Jacksonville duking it out early here in the Gate City. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the Upshot League. Welcome back into this presentation of the UPSHOT League. Greensboro and Jacksonville all knotted up at 12 apiece. How about Sasha Washington doing her thing early on? A couple buckets right now. 3:50 to play in our first quarter. Washington 2 of 2 from the field. Good game on tap between the Groove and the Waves, who are coming off that overtime thriller back on Thursday down in the Sunshine State. An upset win for the Greensboro Groove, winning down in Florida. And Jacksonville hadn't lost since July 5th when they played the Charlotte Crown. So it had been a minute since they had seen an L on the result column as Cheyenne Sellers can't hit a three coming out of the timeout. And here comes Greensboro pushing the pace. Sahara Jones back in. Number 8 in white on the right corner right now. Kristen Williams has freshly checked in for the first time today as well. This is Johnson. Baseball pass to Sahara Jones. Now Nyseria Pryor fires a three. That one off the mark. Washington tapped it. Pryor trying to get it, and she does. Look at the hustle there from Nyseria Pryor, who has it right now. Diamond Johnson on the left wing. 12 on the shot clock. She drives inside against Hearn, fires a J, and knocks it down. So 14-12, Greensboro leads by 2 with 2:50 to play here in the first quarter. Hearn, a step back three. In and out like a fast food restaurant as Johnson gets the rebound. You can already sense how fast this game is moving. These two teams very comfortable playing against one another. Kristen Williams in and out on that triple. Good board there from Cheyenne Sellers though. Here comes Hearn now, such a speedy combo guard out on that court. Jacksonville trailing by 2, 2:22 to play in the first quarter. Hearn, turnaround J, off the mark, rebound corralled by Jasmine Walker. Second chance for Jacksonville, 10 on the shot clock. Hearn gets a screen from Taylor Soule, gets into the lane and finishes with the left hand. Air Hearn making moves out there on the floor. Now Sahara Jones shooting with confidence. That triple can't fall. Still a tied game, 14-all. Hearn. This is Lindsey Pulliam, one-on-one against Kristen Williams. The kick out, Soule, back to Pulliam, who's so good around that mid-range area of the floor. Shot clock is down to 5. Sellers weaves her way into the lane, can't finish over Williams. Ball tapped around, and Sahara Jones has the ball. So Greensboro looking to get the lead back in their favor here, trying to break the tie. Less than 90 seconds to play in quarter number 1. Jones with 8 on the shot clock. Gives it to Kristen Williams for 3. Off the mark, and that'll go out of bounds as Jacksonville will take over with possession. So Kayla Jones will come back in for Sasha Washington. You see the hustle for Nyseria Pryor. That is what she does. Listed at just 5'3". Smallest player out there on the floor. But man, she's always all over the place and she's getting it done. Pryor, who just celebrated a birthday a few days ago, turning 22 years old, a young cat, has been such a valuable addition to this Greensboro Groove squad. Hearn, nice little Euro inside, can't finish over Kristen Williams, gets her own miss though. Greensboro now has it. 44 seconds remain here in quarter number 1. 14-all is our score. Pryor fires a free throw line, Jay, can't go. Oh my goodness, she just stole the ball there. How about Nyseria Pryor getting that one from Kayla Pointer, and Diamond Johnson knocking down the triple. That all started with the hustle from Pryor. Then Johnson said, I'm going to finish this sequence for you. Knocked down the triple. 17-14, Greensboro on top by 3. 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. This is Pointer to Soule. Walker, shot clock down to 5. Soule, free throw line jumper, can't go. 3 seconds remain. Johnson getting it across half court. She's got a fire. I don't think she realized that the first quarter was winding down. So that'll take us to the end of quarter number 1 as Greensboro leads 17-14. And that's thanks to Nyseria Pryor. Going to take a look at this one again. Pryor missed the J, but look at the hustle. Not giving up on the play. And Diamond Johnson taking care of the rest. Greensboro leads by 3. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. Greensboro Groove taking on the Jacksonville Waves. The Groove leading the Waves 17-14 through one quarter of play. Appreciate everyone spending your Saturday with us. My name's Wendell Epps, here to bring you today's broadcast. We got our great production crew as well along for the ride. And, you know, Greensboro has done a nice job responding after that great finish they had on Thursday against Jacksonville in that overtime thriller. Groove are leading the best team in UPSHOT basketball, and it's really thanks to Nyseria Pryor. Nyseria Pryor on the floor right now, number 10 in white. In that first quarter, she had 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. She had a 3-for-3 special in that first quarter, was all over the place, and a big reason why Greensboro is off to this nice start. But this Jacksonville team, a lot of experience, as I mentioned early on, and one of those players just knocked down a triple. Jasmine Walker, number 40 in green. Jasmine Walker, a player who was the 7th pick back in the 2021 WNBA draft, played 34 games with the Los Angeles Sparks from 2021 to 2022, and had 11 points in Thursday's game against the Groove. Here's Kristen Williams for 3. That one can't fall. Good rebound there from Air Hearn. So here comes her now. Limited to just 4 points in the opening quarter, as that time, good finish there from Kayla Pointer. 5'7" guard, played her college ball at LSU. Jacksonville now back on top, leading 19-17. Here's Kayla Jones with it for Greensboro. Working one-on-one against Walker, kicks it out to that speedy Nyseria Pryor. Pryor trapped, and they're going to say, wait for the official call, as the officials blew the whistle. Jacksonville leading right now by 2. 8:44 remaining here in our second quarter. And take a look there at that last bucket there from Jacksonville. And it looks like the call was defensive 3 seconds on Jacksonville. So that's going to let Sahara Jones shoot the technical free throw. She made it. That'll bring Greensboro within 1, and it'll allow them to keep the ball as well. So Kayla Jones inbound for the Groove. On the floor with Sahara Jones, Diamond Johnson, Nyseria Pryor, and Kristen Williams. A smaller lineup than Greensboro's been accustomed to playing this season, but they've been handling it well. Pryor looking out for Williams. Jones tried to save it, but couldn't in the right time, so that's going to be a backcourt violation, and Jacksonville will take over with possession. Now that was a turnover, but the interesting thing to note, folks, is that in that first quarter, Greensboro had 0 turnovers. They played a clean game of basketball in that first period. Meanwhile, Jacksonville committed 5 turnovers in the opening frame. And there's another one right there, as Kayla Jones said, give me that. Here comes Diamond Johnson on the other end. Surveying the floor, she takes it out near the right wing. Greensboro trailing 19-17, 8:13 to play in quarter number 2. Sahara Jones tried to knock down a 3. That one was too long, though. On the other end, here comes Kayla Pointer, wasting no time. Spins her way inside and gets the and 1! Are you serious? Kayla Pointer, do your thing. A play so nice, you just got to see it twice. Look at Pointer. Woo! Drawing the oohs and ahs. Getting past the bigger Sahara Jones and finishing the bucket, and she had every right to be hype after getting that one to fall. And when you're a team like Jacksonville, there's a multitude of reasons why they've been the number 1 team in UPSHOT, but I think one of the biggest things have been their second unit has just been so consistent. And credit to players like Kayla Pointer, who have just been able to go out and play good basketball this season, especially off the bench. Pointer this season averaging 6 points a game, about 2.5 rebounds. She's played 20 games, so her availability, they always say your best ability is availability. She has been someone that has been available and has played consistent basketball for Jacksonville. Diamond Johnson overthrew her target, went in the direction of Jacksonville head coach Jess Bogie. So that's going to be a turnover on Greensboro. Jacksonville will take over, leading 21-17 with 7:40 to play here in our first half. Jasmine Walker fakes, drives inside, rejected by Kayla Jones. Now here comes Sahara Jones on the other end of the floor, driving inside, and she gets blocked by the Soul Train, Taylor Soul, doing her thing defensively. Here's Walker for three. Too strong. Ball's tapped, and it's rebounded by Greensboro. Sahara Jones had it, lost it. Oh, my goodness. Everybody's all over the place hustling. Kayla Pointer just earned Jacksonville a possession back in their favor. So the Waves lead the Groove 21-17. 7:06 to play here in quarter number 2. As we'll get a couple substitutions on the floor for the Groove. Your officials today, Callie Patterson, Austin Everhart, and Michael Johnson. As Air Hearn will inbound it here for Jacksonville. And thanks to Kayla Pointer, just earned themselves an extra possession. Pass down low, finish no good by Taylor Soul, but Walker puts it up and in. So Jasmine Walker, couple points for her so far in this ball game, as we're going to get a timeout here from head coach Janice Washington. So that's going to take us to our first timeout of the second quarter. Greensboro within 5, trailing 23-18. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. Jacksonville on a roll to begin this second quarter thanks to Jasmine Walker. Provided some nice minutes. See that nice little putback right there. They lead Greensboro 23-18. 6:53 remains here in our second quarter. Jacksonville's on a 9-1 run to begin this second frame, and they've looked good. Nice response after that first quarter in which they trailed by 3. Committed 5 turnovers, a little bit of a sloppy start for the Waves offensively. But as we know, they are a darn good basketball team. Best record in UPSHOT so far throughout the course of this season. And They know how to respond against adversity. Here's Diamond Johnson with it right near that right baseline. Drives inside and gets the and one. Calm, cool, and collected is Diamond Buckets. Top 3 leading scorer in the UPSHOT League, showing why. Look at Diamond Johnson, so comfortable around that baseline area of the floor, and that was a tough bucket, especially over a prolific defender like Kayla Pointer. But Diamond's always going to get her buckets for sure, and she missed the free throw, but we had a whistle blowing as the shot was taken. Johnson might get another crack at a free throw here, depending on what the officials are going to rule. But Johnson's already up to 9 points so far. That is a game high. And she's been that leading scorer for the majority of games here this season. See Kayla Jones at the scorer's table. She'll check in at the next dead ball. It looks like the officials are going to call this a jump ball. As right now, Coach Washington getting a explanation there from official Austin Everhart. But at least for the signals from the hands of the official said a jump ball. So we'll go ahead and see again. Thank you so much for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. My name's Wendell Epps here to bring you today's broadcast. Greensboro and Jacksonville. The Waves come in today 17-5 overall, best record in UPSHOT basketball. Greensboro 9-15, currently 3rd in the UPSHOT League standings. It's crazy to think that we just got less than a month here in the UPSHOT regular season. Championship game will be at the end of next month. We know it'll be the top 2 teams in the UPSHOT standings that'll play in that one. That was confirmed a few days ago during an UPSHOT League press conference led by Commissioner Donna Orender, who's done such a great job with this UPSHOT League here in its first year. And we'll talk a little bit more about what else was said at that press conference and more details about the championship game coming up at the half. But Greensboro trailing by 3. Again, Coach Washington trying to get an explanation. It was a ruling that it was a jump ball, and I'm not sure where that ruling came from, but all I know is that Coach Washington is not happy that it's a jump ball. So it'll be Sasha Washington and Taylor Soul to jump things off. As we wait to resume action here in Greensboro. And this jump is going to be controlled here by the Groove. So, angry or not, they were able to win the jump ball, which was about a 90-second delay there at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. 6:20 to play. Greensboro trails 23-20. Make that 23-22 as Sasha Washington finishes on the nice pick and roll there with Diamond Johnson. And Washington is that one big that Greensboro has had consistently, at least in this recent stretch, and she's played well, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Her offensive numbers have started to gone up as well. As here comes Jessica Timmons. Greensboro has numbers. The kick out. Johnson, thought 3. She'll reset. Washington trying to get free down low. She's got Soul on her. Johnson's mid-range J. It's in front of the rim. No good. Here comes Jacksonville on the other end of the floor, leading by a penny. 5.5 to play here in our first half. This is Walker. The kick out. Drive inside from Soul. Tried to finish with the left hand. Couldn't. A lot of contact, and we're going to get a foul called. It'll be assessed there on Sasha Washington. As Taylor Soul, another player on this Jacksonville second unit that has played some good basketball here this season. Soul had double digits in the scoring department in the last game against Greensboro, finishing with 12 points, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. So she was living at that charity stripe the other day. Hoping to do the same here against Greensboro. These two teams will play again tomorrow right here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, 2:00 p.m. Eastern Time tip-off. Of course, you can watch that like every UPSHOT League game on the UPSHOT YouTube channel. As the Duke Bulgak and Lindsey Pulliam will come back in for the Waves. You see the scoreboard right there at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, 24-22. Waves lead by a deuce. Just under 5.5 to play here in our first half. And Soul knocks down both free throws. Coming in today, averaging 6.9 points and 3.7 rebounds a contest. As here comes Pryor. Bounce pass in the hands of Diamond Johnson. Gets a screen from Sasha Washington. The kick out. Pryor was open for a moment. Kicks it out to Timmons. She'll fire. That three ball can't fall. Good hustle from Bulgak and Washington, and that's going to be a foul on Sasha Washington. That'll be the second foul on Washington. As Renaya Davis will come back in for Jacksonville, and Sahara Jones will replace Sasha Washington for Greensboro. Definitely don't want your players to get into foul trouble, especially with these games just having bigger implications, specifically for Greensboro, who's trying to climb up those UPSHOT standings and get themselves the top 2 spots so they can play in that inaugural UPSHOT League championship game next month. This is Pointer. Down low in the hands of Bulgak, picked up by Timmons. Good swarm there from Timmons and Kayla Jones. Second chance, though, for the Waves. A three ball for Pointer drops in. 28-22, Jacksonville leads by 6. 4.5 to play here in our second quarter. Here's Pryor. Hands it off to Timmons. One-on-one against Pointer. We're going to get an off-ball foul called here on Renaya Davis. So with 14 on the shot clock, Greensboro's going to get another crack at it offensively. A Greensboro Groove team that comes in today looking for their second straight win against the Jacksonville Waves. They're 5-8 this season at their home at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, 4-7 on the road this year. Pryor, little floater into the lane, can't drop, and Adu Bulgak is right there for the rebound. Here come the Waves now. This is Pointer, who's had a good offensive showing so far in this first half with 7 points off the bench. Has it right near that right corner in front of the Groove bench. That'll be a turnover. She was looking for Bulgak down low. Well, Jacksonville struggled with a couple turnovers so far, but still on top by 6. 28-22 they lead. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. This is Johnson. Picked up by Pulliam. Gets into the lane. Kick out in the hands of Pryor. 8 seconds remain on the shot clock. Pryor working against the bigger Bulgak. Down low to Jones. Shot clock down to 3. Jones one-on-one against Sellers, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Excellent defense there from the Jacksonville Waves, who were all over the place there on the Greensboro Groove. So 28-22, Waves lead by 6. Sonia Morris was trying to check in for Greensboro. We'll have to wait, though, for the next dead ball. Pointer controlling that point for Jacksonville right now. Here's the aggressive Renaya Davis with the ball right now for the Waves. Players trying to get free, including Sellers and Bulgak. They go around the horn. 6 seconds remain on the shot clock. A jumper from Pointer. Too strong. Here comes Timmons on the other end of the floor now for Greensboro. He's got it against Sellers. Gets into the lane and draws a blocking foul. So that'll be on Cheyenne Sellers. Just her first personal foul, as we'll take a look at what just happened on that last sequence again. And here we go, number 11 in white for the Greensboro Groove. Sonia Morris has replaced Niceria Pryor. Sonia Morris back on this Groove roster and getting an opportunity here in the UPSHOT League. Was on the opening day roster for Greensboro and familiar with the program and the coaching staff, and we'll see what she can do now on the floor. She's going to fire a shot right away. That jumper can't fall. The rebound goes in the hands there of Lindsey Pulliam. You need all hands on deck at this point of the Upshot season, so can't just be your starters that are doing everything. You need those players in your second unit to also give you some big minutes as well. And for Jacksonville, they've been getting it so far. Here's Bulgak. Triple can't fall. Look at her hustle, though. Was trying to save possession for Jacksonville. They're going to say it was last touch, though, by the Waves. So it'll be Greensboro basketball now. If you're just joining us, welcome. You are watching the Upshot League. Greensboro and Jacksonville Waves leading 28-22 with 2:32 to play in the first half. We got a timeout. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the Upshot League.
Do they have like rosters for the teams? They should have that because you know.
Welcome back into the Upshot League. Greensboro and Jacksonville going toe-to-toe on this Saturday. The Waves lead the Groove 28-22 with 2:32 to play here in the first half. My name is Wendell Epps here to bring you today's coverage of Upshot League basketball. The Groove have been outscored 14-5 here in the second quarter, but they're looking to finish this first half on a strong note, try to carry some momentum heading into that halftime locker room. Johnson was looking for Sonya Morris, but was picked off by Air Hearn, saying, "I'll take that from you." And she finishes on the other end with ease. So Air Hearn now up to 6 points today, 3 of 6 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal as well. Very versatile stat line from Jacksonville's #1 scoring option. Here's Morris. Kick out in the hands of Johnson for 3. Too short. Less than 2 minutes remain here in our first half. Jacksonville looking to add on to their lead. Bulgak fakes, takes, and misses. Now here comes Jessica Timmons now, who's been a little bit quiet today. Just 1 of 6 from the field, 3 points. Jones weaves her way into the lane, can't finish. Great rebound from Morris. And Washington's baseline jumper can't fall. This is Renaya Davis, one-on-one against Sahara Jones. Look at that strength, the turnaround, and the finish. Renaya Davis, so composed as a ball player. 27 years old, was a 9th pick back in the 2021 WNBA draft. Played 118 games at the University of Tennessee, where she finished with 1,815 career points. Waves lead 32-22, less than a minute to play in our first half as Jones can't hit the three. Rebound and goes in the hands of Air Hearn. Jacksonville leading by double digits for the first time today. Sellers back in the hands of Davis, who just scored a moment ago. Directing traffic as we're going to get a 3-second violation called on Greensboro. So free throw coming up here for the Waves. And they'll also get the ball back as well. As Air Hearn, a veteran presence on this Waves team at the line. This is her first free throw attempt of the day. It's a beauty. Hearn has had 15 or more points in each of her last 4 games. This season in total, she's had 6 20-plus point scoring outings. She's averaging 14 points a contest in 7 meetings so far against the Groove. Has just been so consistent for Jacksonville and a big, pivotal reason why the Waves are the #1 team in the UPSHOT League. Driving inside there is Renaya Davis. Couldn't finish. Jones got a piece of it. They're going to say it was last touched by Davis, so it'll be Groove basketball as they trail 32-22 with 32 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. Niceria Pryor bringing the ball across the timeline right now for Greensboro. On the floor with Diamond Johnson, Kayla and Sahara Jones, and Kristen Williams. Nice backdoor cut by Johnson. Picks up her dribble, the kick out. Sahara Jones for 3. Off the mark, and Davis has it now for the Waves. Here she goes, wasting no time down the floor. 3 ball on the way for Cheyenne. Sellers can't fall. Williams has it. 6 seconds to go. Shot clock is officially blank. Johnson fires a 3. No good. Jones gets the rebound, puts it up, but that will not count as it is officially halftime here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, where Jacksonville leads Greensboro 33-22. It's their largest lead of the game, and they are rolling heading into our halftime break. We're going to step aside for a break ourselves. When we come back, we'll have halftime highlights, analysis, and much more. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. We're in Greensboro, North Carolina, the Novant Health Fieldhouse, our site for today's game between Greensboro Groove and the Jacksonville Waves. Got a little youth basketball game happening at halftime. How cool is it for those kids to play on this court, which is now home to a professional women's basketball team, of course also home to the Greensboro Swarm of the NBA G League. Your halftime score is 33-22 in favor of the Jacksonville Waves. The Waves were on a tear in that second quarter, outscoring the Groove 19-5 in that period. They just were on a tear, literally offensively and defensively. Everything was clicking for the Waves, and that came after a first quarter in which Jacksonville committed 5 turnovers. They trailed 17-14 after an opening period of play. So Greensboro hoping that they can get back on track here in the second half. They're led by Diamond Johnson, or the Greensboro Groove, with 9 points, 4 of 10 from the field. She played all 20 minutes, did not sit on the bench for a single second in that first half. The only player on either side to play every single minute in the first half for this game today. Now, the Jacksonville Waves, they had a plethora of players that were getting involved. They had a total of 7 players that recorded at least 2 points or more in that first half. They were led by Ariel Hearn and Kayla Pointer. Each of them scored 7 points apiece. Ariel Hearn also had 4 rebounds as well. Kayla Pointer, especially in that second quarter, really came alive for the Jacksonville Waves, and that allowed Jacksonville to create that separation in that second period to take what is an 11-point lead right now at the half. The Waves also shot 41% from the field in the second quarter. They got to the line a couple times, and they held Greensboro to just 2 of 14 from the field and 0 of 8 from long range. So offensively, the Groove definitely cooled down there in that second quarter. But obviously, so plenty of time left in this ball game, and as we know, no lead is safe in the UPSHOT League. And those of you OGs here with the UPSHOT League that have been following along all season, oh my goodness, the ball just got stuck there on the hoop there in the youth basketball game. Where's Victor Wembanyama when you need him? But as far as the Greensboro Groove and the Jacksonville Waves, they've had their fair share of battles here throughout the course of the season. And one of those games that I really think about is that first meeting, which was back in Jacksonville late May. The Waves led by over 20 points heading into the third quarter, and Greensboro mounted an incredible comeback. They didn't win the game, but it was an incredible comeback against the Jacksonville Waves. So that's just one example for you folks of just how tight UPSHOT League basketball games can be and how no lead is safe regardless of who you're playing and where you're playing as well. Of course, Greensboro coming off that crazy overtime thriller win back on Thursday against the Jacksonville Waves. It was a camp day game down there at Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. But Greensboro took care of business, winning that one 94-90. A game in which Diamond Johnson erupted for 30 points, and Sahara Jones at 19. Sasha Washington, Kristen Williams also had 12 points apiece in that contest. And they did a good job there, holding the Jacksonville Waves to just about 7 3-pointers made. Greensboro shot 49% from the field, so did a lot of great things offensively as well in that contest. Again, be sure to stick with us for the remainder of this halftime. We'll get you some highlights coming up on the other side. We'll also take a look at those UPSHOT League standings. I'll break down more about not just details of the UPSHOT League championship game, but also some more insight into what Donna Orender and Taj McWilliams Franklin, both 2 big leaders at the UPSHOT League, said at their press conference the other day that took place down in Jacksonville, Florida. Once again, your halftime score, Jacksonville leads Greensboro 33-22 through one half of play. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into UPSHOT League basketball. We're at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. It is halftime between the Greensboro Groove and the Jacksonville Waves. The Waves lead 33-22. I tell you, these kids we're seeing right now playing this little halftime game against each other, they can hoop, man. These youth basketball clubs are talented, and it's great that the Greensboro Groove organization's letting this happen here during halftime and letting these kids get an opportunity to play on this court. We've seen a couple of good shots, some range from these kids. Obviously, they all love to shoot three-pointers. Who doesn't love shooting three-pointers? We're going to take a look at halftime highlights here in just a moment. In the first half, in which Greensboro shot 9 of 33 from the field. Overall, just 27%, 3 of 20 from long range. But again, still some highlights for them in terms of Diamond Johnson with 9 points. Sasha Washington, I thought, did really well with 6 points. But Jacksonville, it was a total team effort. And we're going to take a look at those highlights literally right now to give you more insight into how this first half unfolded. Diamond Johnson opened up the scoring party for the Greensboro Groove, was looking very calm, cool, and collected out there. But how about Renaya Davis? I thought she was a beast in that first half. 6 points, 3 rebounds for her in 11 minutes of play. Just a total team effort from the side of the Jacksonville Waves. Cheyenne Sellers, we know what she can do. She opened up her scoring range. I just talked about Sasha Washington, who has really come into her own, especially in this UPSHOT League season. That's one of the best things about this UPSHOT League is that especially for these younger players like Sasha Washington, you get an opportunity to get here, play professional women's basketball in the U.S., but you also get an opportunity to really play valuable minutes, play a pivotal role on the team, and really develop your game. I think that's something that's going to go a long way regardless, whether it's UPSHOT, whether it's the W, whether it's overseas, wherever their basketball career takes them down the line. This UPSHOT experience is just going to be so beneficial for them. And for a player like Diamond Johnson, another talented young player in this league who's been one of the faces of this UPSHOT League, next to players like Deja Kelly, Aaron Hearn, as far as leading scorers and just absolute beasts in this league. Syria Pryor, she was a catalyst in that first quarter as well. That was might have been my favorite play of that first half, especially as far as a highlight goes. Hustling for that rebound and finding Diamond Johnson for the open three. You also have a lot of experienced players in this UPSHOT League like Jasmine Walker, who have just done a lot of great things in their women's basketball career. And Diamond Johnson, how about that and one right there from the right baseline? Couple good buckets there for number 3 and White, and Greensboro is going to be hoping for more of that in the second half. But it's certainly going to take a strong start to that third quarter. Greensboro cannot afford to let Jacksonville go on a run to begin the third quarter because that might be all she wrote down the stretch in this game. Again, still plenty of time. We have 2 full quarters left in this game. But with a player like Aaron Hearn, you have to be careful. Aaron Hearn, 7 points, that tied a team high in that first half alongside Kayla Pointer. So Jacksonville is still in charge right now, leading 33-22 through 2 quarters of play. And we'll see what the second half will bring. Second half, just a moment here from beginning. And very excited to see what the third and fourth quarter will bring us here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, home of the Greensboro Groove. Jacksonville, their third trip this season to the Gate City. We're back in just a moment to break down more details about the UPSHOT League Championship game. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. When your business needs power you can rely on, trust a commercial and industrial electrical contractor who knows North Carolina. From new construction and renovations to service, upgrades, and critical power systems, D.W. Evans Electric delivers safe, dependable electrical solutions on time and on budget. Our experienced team powers facilities across the state with precision, professionalism, and pride. D.W. Evans Electric, powering North Carolina's businesses. Call 919-383-6020 or visit dwevans.com today. Welcome back into the broadcast, everybody. My name's Wendell Epps. Got our A-plus production crew with us as well here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Our site for today's game, the Groove trailing 33-22 through one half of play. Second half just a little under 2 minutes away from beginning. Air Hearn, a player on the Jacksonville Waves who has been explosive so far in this game. Sasha Washington, a couple good buckets as well. And these two teams fighting for a lot. We're going to take a look at these UPSHOT League standings here in just a moment. But just to give you a little tidbit of the implications of this game today, Jacksonville still very much in first place in the UPSHOT standings at 17-5. Greensboro in third place at 9-15 coming into today. And we got word, there was a press conference the other day from the UPSHOT League, Commissioner Donna Orender and UPSHOT's VP of Basketball Operations, Taj McWilliams Franklin, of course a WNBA champion. They both spoke to the media and to the fans and a little bit of the details about what is going to happen. What is this playoff postseason format going to look like? And it was revealed that there will be an UPSHOT League championship game on Saturday, August 29th. As you take a look at those UPSHOT standings right there, it'll feature the top two teams in the standings, which as of today is Jacksonville and Charlotte. But every team still has a shot, at least mathematically. Greensboro and Savannah at third and fourth place, go on a big winning streak to end the season. Charlotte loses a couple games, boom, they're up in second place just like that. Now, it's going to be very intriguing to see how everything will unfold here in these final couple of weeks. Again, we're just less than a month away from this UPSHOT regular season concluding. But that championship game will take place down in Jacksonville, Florida, over at the home of the Jacksonville Waves at the VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. And we'll also see a weekend that will feature a celebration of the league's players. There will be a coaches clinic, a kids clinic. The UPSHOT League MVP trophy was also announced that it will be named after Ann Myers-Drysdale, who, of course, is an investor and an advisor in the UPSHOT League, a Hall of Famer, who is a WNBA broadcaster now, and first and only woman to have a tryout in the NBA back in the day. And it's going to be a lot of fun to see what that championship game will bring. And I think it's a great sight to have it down there in Jacksonville, Florida. A great arena and wonderful city. I know the fans will definitely be showing out for sure. And tickets will be going on sale in just a couple days for that. There will also be several awards that will be shared during the halftime of that championship game. So I'm very excited. Again, it'll feature the top two teams in the standings. Those will be the only two teams. No other quarterfinals, semifinals, just a straight championship game once that regular season concludes. And that'll be how we end our inaugural season of what has been such a fun year of UPSHOT League basketball. Literally cannot thank all these teams, coaches, and players for just all the endless entertainment that they provided our broadcast team, but I know you fans watching back at home, it's been some good basketball that we've seen, and a lot of our favorite players, especially some of you may have followed some of these players through high school, college, maybe they're from your hometown, and it's just great to see them get an opportunity here in professional women's basketball, especially to be able to play pro women's basketball in the U.S. I think that's a bigger thing that UPSHOT is providing these young ladies, and it certainly is amazing for them. Greensboro Groove, one of the four teams in UPSHOT, Jacksonville Waves, Charlotte Crown, Savannah Steel, and the Baltimore and Nashville, two cities that are confirmed for next year, and maybe more. We don't know. The future certainly is bright, and Commissioner Don Orender made that very clear that there is more to come with UPSHOT basketball in the coming years. Here we go, though. We're back underway. Second half has officially began here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse between Greensboro and Jacksonville. Here's Renaya Davis. Little turnaround hook shot can't fall as Kayla Jones corrals the rebound. Do our best to continuously update you with the score and time. Right now, Jacksonville does lead Greensboro 33-22. 9:30 to play here in our third quarter. Here's Hearn with it for Jacksonville. Launches the pass of Lindsey Pulliam right in front of the face of head coach Jess Bogie. Gets a screen from Davis. Pulliam's J is on the way, and rat-a-tat-tat. That one drops in. 2 points there for Lindsey Pulliam, her first field goal of the day. This Waves team really just needs to keep things afloat, and they'll be one of those two teams in that championship game next month as Nyseria Pryor wheeling and dealing inside the lane for 2 points. Very intriguing to see Pryor and Johnson, two short but speedy and talented guards, starting in that backcourt together for Greensboro. Bulgak kicks it out in the hands there of Hearn for three. Bottoms! That is what Air Hearn does. A prolific scorer, now in double digits with 10 points. 38-24, Waves lead by 14. It's their largest lead now of the day. Timmons was looking for Johnson, deflected by Pulliam, but they're going to say it was last touched by Johnson, so it'll be Jacksonville ball. Appreciate everyone joining us today on the UPSHOT League YouTube channel. Wherever you may be watching today's contest, as Cheyenne Sellers finishes inside ferociously. Just had the size advantage and said, I'm going to take advantage of this. So Jacksonville off to a nice start. Now up by 16, 40-24. 7:53 remaining here in quarter number 3. Pryor for three. Too long. The Groove did take twice as many threes in that first half. 20 triples compared to Jacksonville, who took just 10. Down low, this is Davis. Can't finish inside, and Jones chases the rebound. Here she comes now, tightly picked up right now by Adut Bulgak. Kayla Jones, pull up J. Money! Here's Pulliam on the other end of the floor. Jacksonville slowing things down, leading by 14. Hearn gets a screen from Bulgak, kicks it out top of the key in the hands of Renaya Davis. 5 on the shot clock for Jacksonville. Bulgak's gonna have to put something up, goes inside, a great block from Kayla Jones said, get that out of here. Here come the Groove on the other end of the floor. Pryor fakes, takes, and misses. Great idea from Nyseria Pryor. Look at Cheyenne Sellers with the need for speed. Bounce pass inside to Davis. It was deflected by Greensboro as Jacksonville will retain possession. We're going to take a look at this monster block from Kayla Jones. Over the 6'5" Adut Bulgak. But not in my house. So the Groove still trying to make things happen, trailing by 14. As Pulliam makes it a 16-point game. Knocking down that J off the inbound, just like how they drew it up. Lindsey Pulliam has played big-time minutes this season for Jacksonville, and we're going to get our first timeout of the second half. It'll be from Janice Washington as the Groove trail 42-26, 6:26 to play in our third period. We'll step aside for a break. Back in just a moment. You are watching the UPSHOT League. We're back live here at the Greensboro Groove home, the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Site of today's game. Groove trailing the Waves 42-26 with 6:25 remaining here in quarter number 3. Wendell Epps here to bring you today's broadcast of this UPSHOT League game as Diamond Johnson drives inside. He can't finish off the timeout. The Waves currently off to a 9-4 run to begin this third quarter of play. Driving inside there is Renaya Davis. Little tag team effort from Kayla Jones and Sahara Jones defensively. Kristen Williams, her first action of the second half. Picks up her dribble as Greensboro goes around the horn. Jones, the kick out to Pryor. Gets into the lane. Greensboro will reset. This Groove team loves to be patient when needed. 3 seconds still remain on the shot clock. Now they got to put something up. Sahara Jones got fouled. And that bailed her out as Lindsey Pulliam and Cheyenne Sellers both got in on it. They're going to give the foul to Sellers. That'll be her second, as Sahara Jones is going to shoot 2 free throws. Sahara Jones was trying to get free. It was some great defense from Sellers. You see Pulliam got in there as well. And then at the last second, contact from Sellers, just too much mustard on that. And resulted in Sahara Jones drawing contact and a foul. So 2 free throws for her. Knocks down free throw number 1, Sahara Jones this season. Has played consistent basketball for the Greensboro Groove, averaging over 12 points a game, just a little under 6 rebounds, 24 games played with the Greensboro Groove, just like her jersey number. Greensboro now within 14, trailing 42-28, 5.5 to play in quarter number 3. Here's Hearn to Pulliam. This is Davis. Thought about it against Kayla Jones. They go around the horn. Hearn knocks down a 3. Splash! Oh my goodness, Air Hearn. Doing Air Hearn things out here in Greensboro. She's got 13 points, and you got a player like that, you're going to do a lot of great things in this league. Here's Johnson. Fires a triple. Trying to answer. That one can't fall. Good rebound there from Davis. Jacksonville looking for more. Leading by 17. Their largest lead of the game. Pulliam. Screen from Davis. Now working one-on-one against Johnson. Hearn. Fakes. Takes. And misses on that one. She was looking for her second 3 in a row. Bulgak gets the rebound. Goes up strong and finishes with the right hand. It's been all Jacksonville in this second half. Now a 14-5 run for the Waves to begin this third quarter of play. That's everything that Jacksonville wanted coming out of that halftime break. To just keep that foot on the gas, increase the momentum and the point differential. Greensboro trying to climb back, but Jacksonville making it tough. Williams can't hit the 3. Pryor almost got the rebound. As here comes Cheyenne Sellers now with it for the Waves. Sellers gets inside, can't finish. Good hustle from Greensboro. Pulliam almost ripped it away. Sahara Jones wasting no time. To Pryor, gets into the lane and finishes with the right hand. So Nyseria Pryor now up to 7 points. Her and Diamond Johnson as a star backcourt have combined for more than half of Greensboro's points, 16 of their 30 points so far. Davis a triple. That one can't go. Bulgak put back unsuccessful. Nice deflection from Sahara Jones. On the other end, Kristen Williams. Greensboro trailing 47-30, 3.5 to play in quarter number 3. As Kristen Williams got fouled there, a little contact. That'll be the team's second foul. Take a look at that foul once again. Some substitutions coming out on the floor. Jasmine Walker, Taylor Soule for Jacksonville. Sasha Washington has replaced Kayla Jones for Greensboro. And also, welcome back to the Greensboro Groove, Tayana Jones-Bell. She has checked in for Sahara Jones. Tay Jones-Bell has seen her fair share of time with the Greensboro Groove. Played a little bit in the last game against Jacksonville, but has not played a home game in a while. But on the floor right now, and she is a player that can shoot it. Had that one game earlier in the season where it seemed like she just couldn't miss. It's a hard screen there on Lindsey Pulliam. Johnson step back three, off the mark. Ball tapped around. Pryor has it for Greensboro. Williams knocks down the elbow J. One bucket at a time if you're Greensboro. I like this lineup that you have right now. You got some speedy guards and Pryor and Johnson. You've got an athletic wing and Tiana Jones-Bell. You've got a shooter in Kristen Williams, and you got a aggressive big in Sasha Washington. As Walker can't hit the three. But Jacksonville's gone a little cold their last couple of possessions. Greensboro looking to add to the scoring total. Johnson. Jones-Bell for three. Off the mark. 2.5 to play, quarter number 3. As Soul gets inside, can't finish. And Jones-Bell gets the rebound and fouled. So Greensboro within 15 right now. 2:24 to play in our third quarter. Again, these two teams will see each other tomorrow afternoon right here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time, tip-off time. And then after that, Greensboro will be back on the road. They'll be in the Queen City next Thursday to take on the Charlotte Crown, get about a week off before taking on the Jacksonville Waves down in the Sunshine State 3 times in a row. Then they'll be back here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse August 14th and 15th to play the Savannah Steel before heading back to Charlotte on the 22nd and 23rd, and that'll wrap up the regular season of UPSHOT. Oh my goodness, we have an ankle breaker! Saucing and crossing! Diamond Johnson, do your thing! Are you serious? That's Diamond Johnson for you folks, and I know we're going to get a replay of that as we got a foul on the other end. Kayla Pointer will shoot 2. But Diamond Johnson might have just had her biggest highlight of the UPSHOT League season. And here we go. Look at this. Woo! Diamond Johnson got Cheyenne Sellers. Knocked down the 3, cash money. I see you, Diamond. As first free throws in and out. And we're going to take a look at another angle of this ankle breaker because it's just that good of a play. Diamond Johnson, oh my goodness. What a play. I tell you, UPSHOT has presented us with some excellent highlights this season, but that's got to be one of the top 5 ones at the very least, and I'm being generous with that statement. That was a heck of a play by Diamond Johnson. Maybe that can spark some momentum on the side of Greensboro. They are just within 13 right now, 48-35, 1:50 to play here in quarter number 3. Here is Johnson, gets a screen from Washington, picked up by Walker. She's going to fire another 3, why not? That one, though, can't fall. We'll get a loose ball foul called on Jacksonville, and that'll keep possession with the Groove. So Tay Jones-Bell will inbound it here for Greensboro on the floor with Sahar Jones, Kayla Jones, Sasha Washington, and Diamond Johnson. Not that anyone's paying attention, but 4 of the 5 players on Greensboro got a last name that starts with the letter J. Here's Johnson. Has it on the top of the key to Kayla Jones. Baseball pass to Sahara Jones for 3. Too strong. There goes the athletic energy bunny, Tay Jones-Bell. Trying to fight for that rebound, but couldn't get it. Here comes Jacksonville now on the other end. This is Pointer. Gets into the lane. Kick out. Nice pass. The fake there. Jumper on the way from Madison Griggs. That one can't go. Second chance for Jacksonville. They'll reset. Less than 60 seconds remain here in quarter number 3. Waves lead the Groove 48-35. Pointer gets into the lane, draws contact, and she will shoot 2. You see Pointer getting inside against Tay Jones-Bell. Not an easy player to try and score against. Pointer was on the floor for a moment. She's up right now, as you see your score right there on your screen. 48-35 in favor of the Waves, 51.8 seconds remaining. A fairly low-scoring game, all things considered, but the one thing about this UPSHOT League, sometimes you might see a quarter where a team can score over 25 points, and the score can change in the blink of an eye. Appreciate everyone spending your Saturday with us watching the UPSHOT League. My name's Wendell Utz. Got our great production crew with us. And, of course, we've got DJ, the lovely mascot of the Greensboro Groove. Always rocking and rolling his DJ here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Less than a minute to play in this third period. Johnson with it for Greensboro. Had that incredible ankle breaker a moment ago. She'll fire another three. That one too strong. Ball's tapped around. Washington trying to trace it down, but was unable to, and it'll be Jacksonville ball. So here comes Kayla Pointer, who has 10 points for Jacksonville, has really delivered here off the bench for the Waves. Again, this is a player that averages just about 6 points a game. Sellers. Nice little fake take, but the miss. Good hustle from Taylor Soul. Conducting her way inside the lane from the putback in the and one. And that's a statement play that Jacksonville needed as this third period winds down. Sellers had the moves, but look at Taylor Soul. Came out of nowhere. Said, look who has arrived, the Soul Train. And she'll have a chance to convert the three-point play. I covered Taylor Soul when I was with the Minnesota Lynx, and I tell you one thing about her is that she just brings a lot of energy on and off the court. A great teammate, wonderful, outgoing personality, and a player that certainly has brought the same traits and attributes with the Jacksonville Waves. Had a great college career at Boston College and Virginia Tech, as the Waves lead 53-35 with 10 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. Zahara Jones has it one-on-one against Cheyenne Sellers. Turns around, shoots, and finishes. Beasting and feasting like a dog down low with Zahara Jones. Sellers from half court off the mark, and that'll take us to the end of quarter number 3. 53-37, Jacksonville leads by 16. Can they hold on and win this game? We'll find out. Back in just a moment. You're watching the UPSHOT League. We are back at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and we're coming back to the most glorious sight. DJ, the legend, love her. Love those headphones. Incredible mascot. We got incredible mascots all throughout the UPSHOT League. And DJ, the one here today, is we're at the home of the Greensboro Groove, the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Greensboro trailing Jacksonville as we begin our fourth quarter of play, 53-37. Jacksonville leads by 16 right now. Appreciate everyone joining us. Can Greensboro have one final push, maybe make a miraculous comeback here? Well, Nyseria Pryor says maybe. She gets a steal. Sahara Jones drives inside. Oh, but Cheyenne Sellers not only blocked it, but knocked it off the wrist there of Sahara Jones. So that's going to be Jacksonville ball. Jones not happy. She wanted a foul, but it's going to stay with Jacksonville as they'll bring the ball across the timeline now. Caleb Pointer in double digits for Jacksonville with 10. The Waves in that third quarter outscored the Groove 20-15. Not as bad as it was in that second quarter when Jacksonville held the Groove to just 5 total points. Here's Madison Griggs. That's backfires a rainbow triple as the shot clock expired. Here comes Tay Jones-Bell with it for Greensboro. Taking it coast to coast and missing. On the other end, here come the Waves. Driving inside there is Griggs, rejected by Kristen Williams. Said, not in my house. Jones-Bell surveying the floor, gets into the lane. Now it's Sahara Jones. Spins, oh my goodness! Everything but the finish for Sahara Jones. Here comes Jacksonville now, slowing things down. Soul was open, passed up the 3. Waves leading by 16. And getting inside and finishing to make it an 18-point lead is Caleb Pointer. 55-37. It's been all Waves in this game so far, as we'll get a timeout from Janice Washington and the Groove. So Jacksonville leading by 18, one away from their largest lead of the game, and it's thanks to Caleb Pointer, who's been getting buckets. Jacksonville's on a roll. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into this live presentation of the UPSHOT League. The Greensboro Groove trailed the Jacksonville Waves 37-55, 8:10 to play here in our fourth quarter of play. Wendell Epps got our great production crew along for the ride as well. First of this two-game weekend series at the Novant Health Fieldhouse between Greensboro and Jacksonville. Of course, these two teams saw each other down in Jacksonville just a few days ago. It was a matinee game, camp day game, and Jacksonville lost in overtime. That was thanks to Diamond Johnson, who erupted for 30 points in a thrilling road victory for the Groove. Here's Cheyenne Sellers firing a triple off the timeout. That one can't fall. Sellers with 5 points so far today. That was just her fourth three-point attempt. Here's Pryor. Kicks it out in the hands of Williams. Gets a screen from Sasha Washington. Shot clock down to 11. Kayla Jones for three. Got it! So that's a start. Kayla Jones knocking down what is her first triple of the day. It was only her second shot attempt overall, but she does have 6 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Here's Madison Griggs trying to answer with a three. Can't. Ball is loose, and it's corralled by Diamond Johnson. Wasting no time down the floor. The speedy point guard controlling it for Greensboro. Here's Williams. Rainbow J rattles out. 55-40, Waves lead by 15, 6:47 to play here in quarter number 4. Walker, thought three, swings it over to Sellers. 8 seconds remain on that shot clock. Sellers gets inside against Diamond Johnson, using her size to her advantage like clockwork. The Waves are just getting contributions from everybody. Air Hearn leads the way right now with 13 points. Kayla Pointer has backed her up extremely nicely with 12. But Cheyenne Sellers up to 7. Ball goes past the direction of Sasha Washington. It'll stay with the Groove. 8 on the shot clock. Lindsey Pulliam checked back in for Jasmine Walker. Diamond Johnson will inbound it here for Greensboro. 8 seconds remain on the timer. Gets it into Washington. Back to Johnson. Has it right in front of that Greensboro Groove bench. Johnson muscles her way into the lane, but can't finish. Johnson looks like she's hobbling a bit as Pulliam knocks down a J on the other end, and she's calling for a sub. So Jacksonville continues to ramp up the scoring now. They lead 59-40. 19-point lead, and another timeout on the side of Greensboro. Step aside for a break. We're back in just a moment. You are watching the UPSHOT League. Welcome back into the UPSHOT League. You're taking a look right now at Diamond Johnson. Got some ice there on that left knee. Seemed like she was just hobbling a bit, and she called for a sub and asked to be taken out of the ball game. So certainly hope that Diamond Johnson is okay. Don't want to see injuries like that, especially at this point of the season, and how valuable and vital Diamond Johnson is to that Greensboro Groove team. So they're without her right now. They've got Kristen Williams, Sahara Jones, Kayla Jones, Nyseria Pryor, and Sasha Washington. That's a 5 on the floor right now for the Groove, who trail by 19, 59-40. 5:37 to play here in regulation. Shot clock is down to 3. This is Pryor. Baseline jumper way off the mark. And there'll be a shot clock violation there, and it'll be Jacksonville ball. So here come the Waves now with possession. The best record in UPSHOT. 17-5 coming into today's contest. They've looked good all season long, and #1 in those UPSHOT League standings. Have looked really good on the road. 3 ball on the way from Emma Von Essen, who was just checked in for the first time today. Is off the mark. As Jones looking for Kayla Jones, but overthrew her, and it'll stay with the Groove. Here's Kristen Williams with it for Greensboro. Now Sahara Jones, 7 on the timer for the Groove. They go around the horn. It's Washington. Drives into the lane. Can't finish with the left hand. And that'll be a turnover on the Groove, as things have just not gone their way in this second half. Jacksonville has outscored Greensboro 6-3 so far in this fourth quarter. They had that big 19-5 run in that second period of play, and that really just set the tempo for the remainder of this game, especially on the side of the Waves. And on the other end, we will get a turnover on the Waves, and possession will flip back over to Greensboro. So Jacksonville still with that 19-point lead, 4:38 to play in that fourth quarter. Things hold. Waves will move to 18-5 on the season, will remain sitting very comfortable atop those UPSHOT League standings. Greensboro would fall to 9-16. One more win Greensboro needs, and they'll be in the double-digit win column. And obviously, with only 2 teams making the UPSHOT League championship game, those top 2 teams in the UPSHOT standings, Greensboro sitting at 3rd place and a few games behind Charlotte. They really need every win they can get. Every game becomes just that much more important as the season winds down. Take a look at the last foul that was called here just a moment ago, as Nyseria Pryor and Sahara Jones were battling for it, and Jones drew the foul. A player that has been to the line a couple times here today. Jones 3 of 3 from the stripe, but just 1 of 10 from the field, 0 of 5 from beyond the arc. Unlike Sahara Jones, who's been so talented and so great offensively for the Groove here this season. She knocks down the first free throw. Sahara Jones has had 14 double-digit scoring games in her last 15 games. So 14 of her last 15 games, she has put up 10 or more points. And that was after just having 1 double-digit scoring game in her first 9 games of the UPSHOT League season. Here's Pointer, drives inside, and she will shoot 2. So Kayla Pointer, who has been a nice addition off that Jacksonville bench here today. 12 points in that second unit. Has a chance to add up to 13 and 14 at the line. Let's take a look at the backcourt of Greensboro. Diamond Johnson, Jessica Timmons, hoping that tomorrow will be a better offensive outing for this Groove team, who has just struggled shooting the ball. It wasn't the case in the first quarter. They came out there, they had some good baskets. They actually led after 1 quarter of play, 17-14, but since then it's just been all Jacksonville. As Sonia Morris has checked back in for Greensboro, Kayla Jones comes out. But of course, the Waves were going to try and do everything in their power to win this game, especially after that last game that went to overtime, in which Greensboro was able to pull off the upset win. Here's Williams, down low in the hands of Washington, spinning her way into the lane, and she will shoot two. So Sasha Washington will head to the line now for Greensboro. 6 points for her today. A player who, especially with a lot of the roster changes on the Groove and losing a couple of their valuable front court players, she has taken on a bigger role on this Greensboro Groove team, but she's handled it well. Washington was a player who was on a training camp contract a few months ago with the Atlanta Dream. Appeared in one preseason game with them against the Chicago Sky, in which she posted a stat line of 5 points, 4 rebounds, a steal, and a block, and had a nice college career at the University of Vanderbilt. And now with the Greensboro Groove in this UPSHOT League, as she goes 2 for 2 from the stripe. Greensboro trailing by 16, 60-44, 3:43 remaining here in our fourth quarter of play. Sellers can't touch the ball, as good hustle there from Pointer. Baseball pass down low to Sellers. Oh my goodness, nice block there from Tay Jones-Bell. Said, get out of here. Another opportunity for Jacksonville. Pointer, a rainbow triple. It's been all Jacksonville in this game today, but especially in the second half, and it's been thanks to Caleb Pointer. Jones-Bell in the hands of Sahara Jones now. She spins her way into the lane, loses the ball. Great defense there from Lindsey Pulliam. Pulliam, pull up J, off the mark, and ball goes right to the hands there of Kristen Williams. Under 3 minutes to play, Jacksonville with a 63-44 lead. Williams, a little up and under, can't go. Jones try to get it. Last touch by her, and it'll stay with Greensboro, actually. So Greensboro will keep it. 14 on the timer. As Kristen Williams will inbound it here for the Waves. 10 on the timer. Williams will fire a three. That one too strong. Ball tapped around, and it's corralled there by Jacksonville. Pulliam has 16 points on the day. She's been on a tear. Has the ball right now. Jacksonville wisely will slow things down with their possessions. Pulliam. Now it's Sellers. Goes up, draws contact. It's going to be on the floor. Sellers is adamant that it should have been in shooting motion. But Jacksonville will keep it, leading by 19. Madison Griggs will replace Lindsey Pulliam. And Jacksonville will throw it out from the side. Appreciate everyone spending your Saturday with us watching UPSHOT League basketball. The Jacksonville Waves, the best team in the UPSHOT League, has shown why here so far today against the Greensboro Groove, as we've got, oh my goodness, a foul as Taylor Soule had to jump over her teammate Caleb Pointer. But Greensboro has defeated this Jacksonville Waves team 3 times this season. That's more than any other UPSHOT League team has defeated Jacksonville. 2:14 to go. Waves in pretty good shape right now. Bargain a miracle. This will be a win in favor of the Waves, as Pointer, nothing but net on that first free throw. Second shot coming up now for Caleb Pointer. That shot in and out, and rebound corralled by Tay Jones-Bell as we're approaching 2 minutes here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. Williams kicks it out. Tay Jones-Bell for three. Too strong. We got a loose ball foul, though. As Greensboro will retain possession. Take a look at Janice Washington, head coach of the Greensboro Groove. It's been great to see these coaches get their development. I'm sure if you ask them, they've learned a lot as well throughout this entire season in Upshot, coaching professional women's basketball and working with players that have very incredible resumes. You've got some players that are former WNBA draft picks. Look at Taylor Soule mopping the court right now. I love it. A woman that can do it all. So Kristen Williams will inbound it here for Greensboro. Still more games to be played in this Upshot season for Greensboro, Jacksonville, Charlotte, Savannah. It's going to be a fun, tight race down the finish line, and to see who will be those two teams that will be playing in that inaugural championship game next month down in Jacksonville. And Sahara Jones now will shoot 2 free throws. Sahara Jones with 7 points today so far. Most of her points have come from that free throw line. As a reminder, tomorrow these two teams will see each other again, Greensboro and Jacksonville, 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, right here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. That'll wrap up what will be a 3-game series between this Groove and Waves team. First meeting took place in Jacksonville back on Thursday. Of course, playing here today, tomorrow here again. As Jones knocks down both free throws. Pointer still on the floor for Jacksonville alongside Taylor Soule, Cheyenne Sellers, Madison Griggs, and Emma Von Essen. Waves lead 64-46, 1:42 to play in quarter number 4 as Griggs can't hit the 3. Rebounds corralled by Sahara Jones. Here she comes on the other end of the floor like there's no tomorrow. My goodness. All right, Sahara. Took a little bucket, took a shot. She's in some pain. It was an aggressive take inside, and will have a chance to convert the 3-point play. You see, had her head up, took it inside against Cheyenne Sellers. A lot of contact as she took that hard shot to the ground, but she's up and appears to be just shaking it off. Now in double digits with that made bucket, 11 points for Sahara Jones. It is Margaritaville night here at the Novant Health Fieldhouse, and tomorrow we'll get some dogs in the building. We'll get barks and baskets, which should be a lot of fun. The Greensboro Groove have done a lot of great theme nights all throughout the season. Next month for their series against Savannah, they'll do a back-to-school bash on August 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time tip-off, and then Fan Appreciation Night during their final regular season home game on August 15th. And Sahara Jones will check out. Jessica Timmons will come back in for her. (64-48), Waves leading by 16. 1:27 remains in regulation. Jacksonville just trying to put the finishing touches on this game and walk out of here with a W. This is Pointer. Gets a screen from Sellers. Tightly defended by Tay Jones-Bell. Here's Emma Von Essen. She'll fire a baseline J off the mark as Washington gets the rebound. Upshot championship game set to take place next month in Jacksonville. Good chance that the Waves will be there, which would be awesome for them. They would essentially have home court advantage, right? Playing in their building that they've played all their home games at this season. And we'll see a lot of great recognition for players in the Upshot League. Will be a nice celebration to end what has been an incredible inaugural season of Upshot League basketball. 4 teams this year: Jacksonville, Greensboro, Savannah, and Charlotte. More to come in coming years. We already got Baltimore and Nashville confirmed for next year. That was a talking point during Donna Orender's press conference the other day. And if you missed it, you can watch the replay of the live stream on the Upshot League YouTube channel. And Sasha Washington will head to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Cheyenne Sellers has been a vital piece for Jacksonville here this season. Player just of 23 years old. Had 11 points in the last game against Greensboro. 8 points here today. Sellers, of course, had that standout career at the University of Maryland. As you see the Greensboro bench right there. Didn't get to see Kiara Leslie today. Diamond Johnson, we hope she's all good. Took that hard shot to the knee earlier in the quarter and had to leave the game because of that. Of course, with the Groove playing tomorrow, we'll have to keep an eye out on that and monitor where that goes. But Greensboro trailing right now 66-48, 15 and a half seconds remain in quarter number 4. Shot clock is off, so Jacksonville will hold it. And they're going to walk out here with a victory. 3, 2, 1, and it is over. The Jacksonville Waves walk out here with a W. 66-48 is your final score as the Waves beat the Groove and move to 18-5 on the UPSHOT League season. They get back in the win column. They stay first place in the UPSHOT League standings. Greensboro drops down to 9-16. They stay in third place, as both teams will see each other again tomorrow afternoon right here in this building at the Novant Health Fieldhouse. So they've split each meeting so far. Jacksonville lost the first one in their home building. Greensboro stole one on the road, and then Jacksonville got one in Greensboro's kingdom here today. In a game in which Greensboro led after 1 quarter of play, but really after that, it was just all Jacksonville, and they took care of business through the remainder of the contest to win 66-48. And that moves Jacksonville to 5-3 this season against the Greensboro Groove. As the Groove will go to huddle and will look to get back on track here tomorrow. But still, some good highlights from today. We saw a Diamond Johnson ankle breaker. We saw Eric Hurd knocking down some acrobatic threes. Was a fun one for sure. And Jacksonville showed why they were the #1 team in UPSHOT. How about Caleb Pointer off the bench too with 17 points. Was just an absolute beast for the Waves. So that'll do it for our broadcast today. For our fantastic crew, I've been Wendell Up saying so long from Greensboro. Have a great day, everybody. You've been watching the UPSHOT League.